though it's actually something completely different. We'll tell you where to look shortly. Wow. Slow down, and ahead on your right you can see the not really a petrified tree. It rises straight up out of the white volcanic tuff. It's not a fossilized tree, but rather an intrusion where lava flowed up and cooled into what appears to be a wood grain pattern.
I think I want to stop here on my way back, maybe. Well, I don't have to.
As you approach the historic community of Castellon, you're getting a great look at volcanic tuff that looks like sugary sand dunes. It may look soft, but as you know, it's actually hardened volcanic ash. Now, here's a bit of background about Castellon and what you'll see up ahead. The community dates to the early 1900s, when farmers settled on the fertile banks of the Rio Grande to raise corn, beans, wheat, squash, tomatoes, and melons. During the era of Pancho Villa and his revolutionary movement in Mexico, 1912 to 1920, many Mexican families moved north across the border to avoid bandit raids. Around the same time, the U.S. National Guard established a post here called Camp Santa Elena, and locals established the La Harmonia store to serve the troops, as well as farmers from both sides of the river. In Castellon today, you'll find the Park Visitor Center and the Old General Store. It's an active store, open year-round, with drinks, snacks, and souvenirs. The store has been preserved to resemble its origins as a frontier trading post. You'll also see the ruins of a number of old army structures and ranch buildings. It's definitely worth a stop before or after you visit Santa Elena Canyon, which is 8 miles beyond Castellon.
So we're getting close to the end. These cliffs are just massive. So I think it's 4,000 feet. It reminds me of Yosemite, except this goes on for a few miles, I want to say. Longer, really, if you go around the bend. So the Rio Grande River is just to our left right there in the middle of all those green trees somewhere. Somewhere, I don't know how far upstream, I don't think it's that far. I almost wonder if it's on the other side of these hills even. There's a dam in Mexico, and they close it at some point in the late summer, fall, probably because they need the water, and the Rio Grande goes down to a trickle. The river guide we were talking to said they thought they were going to do it this last week, but they didn't. So when they do, he said you have to get out of the boats and walk around the shallow points and push on the boat.
For rafters and canoeists who have just completed the journey through Santa Elena Canyon, we suggest that you continue straight to the canyon overlook and river trail.
Yeah, we'll stop to check out that picnic area on the way back. See if we can see the river. Oh, looks nice. Lots of parking down there.
It's 14 miles to State Route 118, just inside the Maverick entrance to Big Bend National Park. The road is generally fine for high-clearance vehicles, but it may be impassable after a rain. Be sure to check with the Park Service before proceeding on this road, and be equipped for backcountry travel. Just Ahead does not guide Old Maverick Road.
Alright, we got 1 more mile into the road. And looks like we're going to be able to see everything driving through the park in one day. So, get a good feel for what is here. Oh, another reason to have a rental guess we can go out on the trail a bit. So parking is pretty full. Should we just go to the Overlook? Alright, we're gonna head to the Overlook. I think the river is literally right there. Actually, no, right? Yeah, Overlook's fine. We just see it at ground level. If we hike to it here, I don't need to see it at ground level. It's a nice van with their kayaks on top. So this is the Santa Elena Canyon. It's 17 miles through that canyon the river goes. Jeez. 1852, they launched an empty wooden boat at the canyon entrance. Only splinters and broken planks emerged at the canyon mouth. The first running of it was 1882. Yeah, we're gonna come back and do this hike at the end sometime to the river. So you can just see the river coming out of the canyon there, I think. And it looks like it follows right by the cliff. And then you can see where those dune type things are. It's between that and the cliff, like way over there. So those cliffs it flows through are 1,500 feet tall for 17 miles. Wow. Here's the parking lot for the San Alania Canyon Overlook. There's us. And Zoe's loving the heat. So we're going to stop at Castellana Visitor Center on the way back and a couple other viewpoints, and then leave the park. Start going north toward Carlsbad Caverns ultimately. Alright, so we're driving back to the highway in the first town of Butte, Study. So this road was 30 miles one way. It didn't seem that bad. There's so much to see. This is the picnic area we're going to stop at, actually. I think we can see the river.
You are approaching once again the turn that leads to the river takeout spot for paddlers who have journeyed through Santa Elena Canyon.
Alright, so stop here for a quick minute. They use Alania. Wow, that person's traveling around in their truck. I don't know where they're sleeping. Bikes on the front. Oh, the river is right there. Wow. I'll just pull over right here. So here's the boat ramp for the river. This is a nicer boat ramp than the last one. It's steep. So I don't know what these cane things are growing along it. Wow. I hope you wouldn't get stuck in this mud or sand. Guess if you, oh, your trailer is way out there. Your back tires would be on this, I guess. Looks pretty deep. There's no illegals on that side. It's impossible to get out there. Wow, I cannot imagine floating through the that canyon for 17 miles. There's a sandbar. This is just incredible. We'll go back up. Steep, really steep. So it's really cool too in the shade here. There it is. Let's go up here to this picnic area. Really impressed with all the picnic areas. Ah, there's a river trail. Wow. See how long it is. Wow, this is really neat. So it's a little river trail from the campground. I feel like I'm in Mexico or Central America, like another country. This is wild. It's really cool down here. Hear the bugs now. Oh wow. This takes you right up to the river. Basically we can go, if we had a little boat or it was shallow, we could walk across to Mexico if we wanted to. Jeez. Oh, so there's a little island here. The other side is deep and fast flowing. This side not as much. Wow. This, yeah, I just can't get over how nice this park is. Want to come back, hike. All right, so we're down here in the river floodplain. We were thinking about going across, but it looks really deep here and fast. It'd be neat if there was a place you could cross it. Just to like touch foot on Mexico real quick. Wow. So neat. All right, one last look at the mighty Rio Grande River. And there's a natural wall. Yeah, and there's no one going either way on this river, like from the US side or the Mexican side. It would be fun to go down it though. I wonder what makes the water so greenish. Unless, well, it must be coming out of mountains deep in Mexico. No, it comes out of the Rocky Mountains. So it cuts into, oh, never mind. So that gap where it goes through the cliffs, the right side is the US and the left is Mexico. For some reason I was thinking it's all Mexico when you go through there. You forget the river is the boundary though. All I see is irrigation water though. All right, we're gonna, enough filming of the Rio Grande River. Time to head back. All right, we are going to the Castellana Visitor Center. Oh, and there's some cows in the road up here. I don't know where they came from. We saw some across the river in Mexico. I wonder if they swim across the river. Oh, watch out for the cows. Do you see that black cow? We scared him. He's running away. That's our first cow sighting in the dash cam. So we're gonna stop at the Castellana Visitor Center area, and then the Mule Ear Overlook, and I think that's all the stops. We'll head toward town, get some Coastal and head north. So there's some javelins. Oh, they do not like cars. They look like pigs, but they're not part of the pig family. They're like 20 to 40 pounds, I read. So that's the second time we've seen them since we got here. They must be following the cows. So up ahead, I think that's part of the visitor center area.
Just ahead is the turn for the Castellon Historic District, which includes a park visitor center and a general store.
Oh, this looks neat. There's old adobe buildings. Oh, looks like a one-way road. Oh, and there's some bumps on that side. Oh, hold on, Zoe. Wow. This looks ancient, this side. So their stores here are very little. Like, don't think they're big. They're tiny. They don't sell much.
Welcome to Castellon Historic District. In addition to the general store and visitor center, be sure to walk around and explore the historic buildings on this site. Those to the left of the store contain a fascinating photo exhibit that portrays life through the years in this remote, open border outpost.
So the building on my left is one of them that caught on fire last year. It was the old barracks. The roof burned off and everything. Looks like they had a little bathroom over here that caught on fire too. But there's the front. Hopefully they saved the rest of this. So there's a ranger station, visitor center. So I don't think we'll get out of here. There's not really anything here. Oh, they have a new bathroom structure. Oh, they have pictures of the fire. Do you want to see it? Right. Yeah, that looks like the original building, though, for sure. They put a tarp along the top so the water doesn't start eroding it. Wow, they have bus and RV parking over there. So there's not much here, really. I thought there was more. Alright, so one more stop, and then to the highway. And the houses right there. Alright, so this is really neat with the sun shining off of it. So it's 86 out now. Definitely warms up when you go down in elevation. Up in the town we're going to, it's probably 75. Study Butte. I think they call it Study. And then we're going to start heading north. Oh, the scenery just never ends here. Alright, so made it to the west entrance of the park and are leaving Big Bend National Park.
like to leave you with a word about how you can support the park's mission. One way is to patronize the Big Bend Natural History Association, which operates the bookstores in the park, and an online store at bigbendbookstore.org. Proceeds from memberships and sales go directly to the park. The association also supports a program called ActiVets, which helps young veterans heal their physical and psychological wounds through river adventures in the national park. Don't switch off the app, though. We're still here to guide you on the rest of your journey through beautiful Brewster County.
So here is Study Butte. They call it Study, not Study. And we're gonna get some diesel. And there's 3 or 4 campgrounds here. Hopefully we'll drive by them. I want to see how they look. Oh. There's one maybe. They're all pretty rustic, but they can't be worse than where we stayed last night. Or I should say, the bathrooms can't be worse than where we stayed at last night. Other than that, I liked it. Davis is 106 miles. That's I-10. We're gonna try and make it tonight.
You're now entering Study Butte, where you'll find services on both sides of the road. At the intersection ahead, you can turn left on Highway 170 for Terlingua, and to head toward Lajitas, 17 miles. Unit outline.
All right, looks cleaner than the last place we got diesel. Oh, there's a ghost town 5 miles from here. Wouldn't be neat to see. Oh, here's a nice campground too, it looks like. Right next to the gas station. We could definitely stay here. Oh my gosh, so there's a line to get diesel. Hope they have diesel. They should. Wow, the dust is horrible. That campsite might be really dusty. Alright, so no diesel there. Leaded. Oh, there's the diesel. It's in that car. Whoops. Make park behind this RV. Yeah, that RV park looks nice. I think we can stay there. So we are leaving Study Butte. So they used to mine mercury there, and maybe some other things too. But they use the mercury in bomb making instead. So like during World War II. So I don't know if we'll make the interstate. That's my hope. And Fort Davis should have a bunch of places to stay, whether they're free or campgrounds. get at least halfway there before it's dark. If we see a place, maybe we'll stop. I don't know. So we must have a front moving through. It's getting cloudy, and now the wind is from the, I think the northeast maybe. And I thought it was from the south pretty much all day. I haven't really paid attention to the weather for the past 2, 3, 4 days. I'm gonna miss these views. So from the I-10, you don't see any of these geology, the features. It's too bad they didn't put the interstate through down here. And the road is really bumpy. Yeah, the wind just, I can't believe how strong the wind got. Came out of nowhere. It's down to 73. Study Butte. It's like it'll be dark in 30 to 40 minutes. Hoping
the area off to your left is a region known for bentonite mining. What is bentonite? It's a type of clay that clumps in the presence of moisture, a quality that makes it ideal for, well, cat litter. And indeed, the building you see coming up on your left is a processing plant for high-quality cat litter.
Zoe, thanks you. Off to the right, don't know if you can see it, is Santiago Peak. Pretty sure that's, I thought that was in the park, but now I'm not confident. It's, I think it is, at the northern end of the park. It's one of the first things you see when you drive south. We are 250 miles from Carlsbad Caverns National Park. 4 hours, that's our next major destination. Tonight, we just want to stop where we have cell phone service so we can do some planning and check on things. There's a campground, otherwise we'll look for a Walmart, truck stop, rest area. It's a decent sized town.
You're crossing over a historic commerce route that once linked San Antonio to Presidio, a settlement on the Rio Grande southwest of here. It
out, so we should find something. If it's what I'm thinking of. There's only a couple big towns in the Texas Panhandle, and this is one of them. Or not Panhandle, whatever you call the western part. The second Panhandle, maybe. 44 miles, Fort Davis. Oh, Alpine isn't 20 miles. We could stop there. They have cell phone service probably and RV parks. But we'll see how it looks. Alright. So we just went through the Border Patrol checkpoint. Hopefully the last one. They're not bad. You just have to slow down and answer a question, and that's it. But down to 61 degrees. I think up front definitely went through. Or it's just from the sun going down. So we might stop at Alpine if there's a spot 20 miles south of Fort Davis. Highway 67 north to Fort Stockton. Gonna go to a truck stop, and if they're full, we'll go to Walmart. We stopped in Alpine, and the RV parks were dumps. They weren't really RV parks. It's really surprised me that they didn't have anything. But the truck stop would be nice because we could have the bathroom 24/7, food, drink. Kind of resupply, and the sound of the trucks actually helps you sleep.